What if the reason you're not building wealth has nothing to do with how much money you make? Not your salary, not the economy, not inflation, not your boss, you. Specifically, the way your brain was wired to think about money before you ever earned your first paycheck. Here's something that will mess with your head a little. Two people, same city, same job, same salary. 10 years later, one owns property, has investments, and sleeps well at night. The other is stressed, living paycheck to paycheck, wondering where all the money went. Same income, completely different outcomes. So what actually separates them? It's not luck, it's not connections. It's something called the art of money. And once you understand it, you'll never look at your bank account the same way again. Most of us were taught that money is math. Earn more than you spend. Save the rest. Pretty simple, right? But if it were that simple, why do doctors go broke? Why do lottery winners end up poorer than before? Why do people earning six figures still feel financially anxious every single month? Because money is not a math problem. Money is a psychology problem dressed up as a math problem. We make financial decisions not with spreadsheets, but with emotions, habits, fears, and a deeply programmed set of beliefs we picked up as kids. Most of us never even question them. Think about the first things you heard about money growing up. Money doesn't grow on trees. We can't afford that. Rich people are greedy. Just save up and you'll be fine. These weren't lessons. These were installs. Programs running quietly in the background every time you open your wallet, swipe your card, or avoid checking your bank balance because you already know it's not good. The art of money begins the moment you decide to uninstall those programs and actually look at how money really works.
Let's start with the most important idea in personal finance that almost nobody talks about clearly. Money has two lives. The first life is the money you earn, what goes into your account. The second life is what that money does after it arrives. And most people are only paying attention to the first life. Here's a simple way to think about it. Imagine money is water. Every month, water pours into a bucket. That's your income. Now, most people spend all their energy trying to make the water pour in faster. More work, side hustles, promotions. But nobody is looking at the hole at the bottom of the bucket. That hole is your lifestyle spending. The subscriptions, the eating out, the treat-yourself purchases, the upgraded phone you didn't really need. And the larger your income gets, the larger that hole gets. This is called lifestyle inflation, and it is silently destroying more financial futures than any stock market crash ever could. Here's where it gets psychological. When your income goes up, your brain doesn't say, "Great, I can save more." Your brain says, "Great, I can spend more." Because you associate a better life with better things. Nicer restaurants, bigger apartments, newer cars. And nobody tells you that this instinct, the most natural human instinct, is the exact thing keeping you from building actual wealth. The people who master money learn one counterintuitive truth early. Your savings rate matters more than your income. Not how much you make, how much you keep. Someone earning 40,000 rupees a month and saving 30% is building more wealth than someone earning 120,000 and saving 5%. The math is clear. The behavior is hard.
Now let's go deeper, because this is where it gets really interesting. Psychologists have found that humans feel the pain of losing money roughly twice as intensely as the pleasure of gaining the same amount. This is called loss aversion, and it shapes almost every financial decision you make. This is why people hold on to bad investments too long. Selling feels like locking in the loss, even when holding is costing more. It's why people don't start investing. What if I lose it feels more real than what if it grows. It's why people overspend today. Spending 500 rupees now feels easier than imagining the invisible future benefit of saving it. Your brain literally cannot feel the value of money you don't spend, but it can feel the satisfaction of what you just bought. So every time you save, your brain experiences a kind of mild discomfort, a sense of deprivation, even when saving is clearly the smarter choice. This is not weakness. This is biology. Your brain was not designed for modern finance. It was designed to eat the food in front of you today because there was no guarantee of food tomorrow. Delayed gratification is not natural. It's a skill. And like any skill, it can be built. Here's the trick that the financially sharp people actually use. They don't rely on willpower. They don't white-knuckle their way through resisting purchases. Instead, they automate the smart behavior and spend whatever is left. Pay yourself first. The moment your salary arrives, before you touch anything, a fixed amount goes automatically into savings or investments. You don't decide. The system decides. You live on what remains. This one habit removes the psychological battle entirely. You can't spend what you never saw.
Here's the deeper truth about money that most financial content skips over. Wealth is not a number. Wealth is a gap. The gap between what you earn and what you need to survive. The bigger that gap, the more options you have. Options to take a risk, to quit a bad job, to start something new, to not panic when life goes sideways. A person with 10 lakh in savings and low monthly expenses has more freedom than someone with 50 lakh in savings but $80,000 monthly obligations. The second person looks richer. The first person is freer. And in the real world, freedom is the actual currency. This is why the art of money is really the art of optionality. The whole game is increasing the number of choices you have available to you. And choices come from having resources that aren't already committed to someone or something else. Now, let's talk about something that quietly separates people who build wealth from people who don't, and it has nothing to do with discipline or intelligence. It's the question they ask about money. Most people ask, "Can I afford this?" If the money is in the account, the answer is usually yes, and they buy. Financially sharp people ask a different question. What is the opportunity cost of this purchase? In other words, if I spend this money here, what am I giving up? That $5,000 dinner isn't just $5,000. If that money had been invested and compounded over 15 years, it becomes something significantly larger. You're not just spending $5,000, you're spending the future version of that money. Most people never see that invisible price tag. This doesn't mean you should never enjoy your money. That's a miserable way to live. But it means awareness, making intentional choices rather than automatic ones. So what do you actually do with all of this? 3 simple shifts, not tips, not hacks, shifts in how you see money. Shift 1. Track the leak, not just the flow. For 1 month, don't change anything. Just write down every single thing you spend money on. Every coffee, every subscription, every impulsive late-night purchase. At the end of the month, you will have a map, and that map will show you where money is quietly disappearing with zero impact on your actual happiness or quality of life. That's your starting point. Shift 2. Separate your money into jobs before you spend it. When your income arrives, give every rupee a job immediately. This goes to rent. This goes to groceries. This goes to savings. This goes to investments. This small amount is for guilt-free spending. When that guilt-free amount is gone, it's gone. No guilt, no stress, because the important stuff is already taken care of. This is called a zero-based mindset. Every rupee has a destination. Nothing floats. Shift 3. Start before you're ready. This is the one people get stuck on forever. Waiting until they earn more. Waiting until they understand more. Waiting until the market is better. The timing is right. Life is more stable. Here's the reality. That moment never comes. And every month you wait is a month of compounding you permanently lose. You cannot get back time. You cannot undo delay. Start with whatever you have. $500, $1,000. The amount is not the point. The habit is the point. The identity is the point. The person who starts small and stays consistent will always outperform the person who waits for the perfect moment. Here's the thought I want to leave you with. Money is one of the few things in life where the rules are actually knowable. Unlike relationships or health or luck,
Money follows patterns. Consistent, learnable, repeatable patterns. The people who benefit from those patterns aren't smarter than you. They just took the time to understand how the game actually works, instead of playing it on instinct. The art of money isn't about becoming obsessed with numbers or sacrificing your life to some spreadsheet. It's about building enough awareness to make choices that your future self will thank you for. It's about closing the gap between what you earn and what you keep, between what you spend and what actually makes you happy, between who you are with money today and who you could be in 5 years with just a few deliberate changes. The game is long. The rules are simple. The psychology is hard. But now you know the game is being played. If this made you think differently about money, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And if you want more videos that go beyond the basic advice, subscribe. We're just getting started.